I know there are just certain situations that we go through where we just play the situation backwards and forwards. We dissect every little thing that was said, what wasn't said, and we still have a hard time really figuring out why it happened or what trying to make it make sense. There's a missing piece of the puzzle. And what it normally is, that the missing piece is what they should have told you that they didn't tell you. That one small nugget of truth that they were just too afraid to be honest with, and it would have made a world of difference in your understanding of what to do next and how to deal with the situation, and even in your healing. So this is what I'm providing for you today. I'm giving you that piece. I'm giving you that nugget. I'm going to tell you the thing that they should have told you. So here we go. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm Dap, and I do pick a card readings all day long. I do live readings. I do personal readings. If you book one, I'm here every day, all the time. Too much, really. But yeah, what we do is you pick a card based off of just whatever you feel drawn to. This little image, like whatever you just feel. It could be the color, whatever. Like what the image is. It may have a connection to you. I don't know. Some people just watch the whole reading and get nuggets out of all of them, or nuggets of information out of all of the piles. Some people will just do that, and you can do that. Some people will watch one pile and then they may be drawn to another pile. It's however you want to use this information, but just choose with your third eye and not your first eye or your second eye, intuitively. And don't try to put yourself or your situation to don't try to fit it like a round, like a square peg in a round hole type of situation. If it don't fit, it don't fit. Leave it for somebody else. If none of this resonates, and it just don't resonate, and that's fine too. This is a general reading on YouTube. I don't know you. It's cool if it don't resonate. It's okay. Just keep it moving. Watch something else. I have 300 videos, 300 readings in my library. Just watch any of one of those, or watch somebody else. But don't push too hard. This is intuitive. This is a language that we're speaking between you and me. So let it be that. Just let it flow. And thank y'all so much for donating. Thank y'all so much for helping me in a really dark place in my life. And I'm still showing up. I'm trying my best to show up. Spirit just keep telling me to show up, show up, show up. And I'm doing that, even when it's hard. But I appreciate the support, because I almost I don't know what I was gonna do. And I'm just so grateful. But still not in the best place, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I won't bore you to death with all that. So just pick your pile, and I'll see you at your reading. Bye for now. Spirit guide you. Blessings in all we do. What up, pile number 1? Welcome to your reading on what they should have told you, but they damn sure didn't tell you. They didn't tell you this. They should have told you, because it would put context into whatever the situation was when things went south, whatever the conflict was, whatever the information that was probably the most vital that you did not get up front, So take this as a confirmation reading, or just a helpful reading for you to kind of get closure on some certain things, or make sense of things that don't make full sense. It's like they make sense on the surface, but when you really dig into it, it's like, what's going on underneath that though? What was that all about? So that's the purpose of this reading. We're gonna start off by analyzing the one tarot card we got with the astrological aspect, and that's going to represent your person that we're talking about, as well as maybe what they were wrestling with, what they were confronting, or the interaction between two parts of themselves that was going on internally that made them not want to say anything, And then we'll look at the Lenormand cards, which represent the actual situation and what they should have said, So the Knight of Cups. This could be a Pisces, right? It could be a Pisces. It could be a Scorpio, Cancer, but I'm picking up more on Pisces energy and Scorpio heaviest. This could also be indication of a romantic connection. So this could have been someone that you were romantically involved with, someone who was a romantic interest, a prospect, someone who came in with an offer. By the way, they were chasing you. If we're talking about running and chasing and running, who was playing which role, I feel like they were playing the role of the the chaser. They lay it on thick. Why do I say that? Because the astrological aspect that I see is the Jupiter in opposition to Mercury. So Jupiter opposite Mercury. I'll break that down for you. Jupiter is blessings, and it's abundance, and it's this idea of, you know, everything that it touches is going to magnify. It's the energy of God itself that comes down. It's the luckiest place and the most positive place in a birth chart is your Jupiter. It's your gifts to the world. It's how you understand yourself and grow. It's what you are the most generous with when it comes down to like what you have to offer, right? So it's the best. It's beautiful, positive energy. Now we're gonna have that opposite, like, so it's pushing and pulling against what aspect of themselves? Mercury. That's how they think, and their thoughts, and their speech, their communication, all of that. So what it means to me is somebody who makes big, gigantic, lovely, beautiful promises that seem to only want to make your life better, to enhance it, to bless it, only to be only to be like opposed by their own thoughts, their own lack of communication, maybe, or communication skills. It's like they talk a big game, but they don't deliver. You know, they want to say so much, but the things they're saying is not, because on the other side of that, it could be the communication could be all just beautiful things and expansion, but what you got was not lining up with what they were saying. So it's big promises, and it's expectations that exceed themselves. And don't get me wrong, I think this is a person who believed in what they were selling you. It's not like they were trying to manipulate you. I believe that they really honestly thought that they were doing the right thing or saying the right thing. And I feel like this is a person as well who may be very much kind of like, this doesn't have to be a romantic situation. Like, it could be somebody who just offers spiritual wisdom. They offer help and guidance and with an open heart, and it's all just words. They don't necessarily really believe the thing. They don't have real thoughts themselves. It's just stuff they regurgitate. So this could be just like a weird situation for somebody, like where like you may follow somebody online, or like you may follow somebody like in a spiritual community or like a religious community where you are starting to pick up on the fact that like this person, they present themselves very well, but it's like they don't necessarily live up to that when you get closer. When you really peek behind the curtain, it's giving like, you know, that fake Wizard of Oz, you know, like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, you know. It's like it's a fraud. It's somebody who's just in it for the attention, or they're spiritually bypassing. It could be that, you know. So just put yourself where you fit in. But it's like, it's somebody whose words may carry no weight, but they're lovely, it's nice to hear. Like their intentions are good, but it's like they have no idea on how to actually make those intentions tangible realities for anybody, including themselves. So what does that mean? They're useless. In that sense, it's like, they're just pretty words. It's just pretty gestures. Like, you know, like we can lay in bed all night and cuddle and talk about the family that we're gonna have and the life we're gonna live and the beautiful promises that we'll make to, you know, with each other, and all these words that end in forever and always, and the next morning they gone like a motherfucker. They change. You don't know where the hell they at. They talking to somebody else, saying the same thing to them, but in the moment they meant it. That's the sick part about it. Is I think they believe their own bullshit, but at the same time they don't understand what it really means to be that person they're trying to be. You know, it's like they're playing a role. It's like, it's not real. So what is it they didn't tell you? So we have the mountain, we have the snake. Wow. We have boat and cross. So all these cards are negative except for the boat. Mountain represents a challenge. Think Miley Cyrus, The Climb. It's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. It's my best sort of kind of Miley Cyrus Impersonation, not really, because I really want to get into it. I sound like a chain smoking bus driver or something like that. That's how her voice sounds to me. Is that disrespectful or rude? I don't know, but it's my truth. I feel like Miley Cyrus sounds like a bus driver who's been smoking packs of Virginia Slims for like 30 years and like trying to be like a pop singer. I don't know, but I digress. Mountainous challenges. Snake is going to be a deceptive person, a deceptive, like what it is, a snake in the grass. The biblical interpretation of snake is that, you know. Boat is a journey or trip. It's sometimes it can be a metaphorical trip, like a metaphorical journey, or it can be actually like a real vacation or a trip, long distance travel, that kind of thing. And then we have cross, which is a burden. Think about Jesus and the burden of having to die for everybody's sins, carry that weight, right? It can be that, feeling like you have to like carry a cross. It's a burden. It's something, or sometimes it's just responsibilities of what we have to do. It's the things that we have to do. So let's put it together. So this mountain snake, I feel like this person sometimes was fighting demons that didn't exist. It's almost giving that cult leader like way of like, as a way to distract you from like maybe their own flakiness or their own like sense of like not like falling short. They may blame non-existent things, like there may be adversaries that they're after them that don't even exist, like people who are jealous of me, or people who just, you know, they just want to keep me down, or like people I'm getting pulled away because of this, or like, you know, there are people actively trying to hurt us, or is giving like fighting ghosts, like things that like literally creating conflict or creating threats that don't exist just to kind of justify whatever behavior that they're not living up to, or broken promises that never came to be. That is manipulation. I don't know if they do it on purpose or they do it intentionally, but that is what's going on. You know, so it's like they were fighting something that wasn't really a threat a lot of times. Also, there could be this energy of threat of I could see them having to lead. Like they could have been really laying the foundation, making you believe that they're going to be there for you forever. They're going to like, this is somebody that you can count on. In reality, they knew they had to go somewhere else to do something else. Like maybe they were not even in town for long. Like maybe they knew that they weren't going to be in an actual physical location long enough to really even do any of that stuff. You know, like they knew that they were going somewhere else. They knew that they were like moving or had obligations somewhere else, and that they were going to leave you high and dry, but they wanted the intimacy or the connection while they were there. So they built a whole fantasy, a whole fake life, a whole like thing that they knew was going to end sooner than you thought, sooner than forever and always. I know that. But it may have been like actual responsibility. Like maybe they were in the army or like in the military. Maybe they have a sick parent that they have to go and see. Maybe they were only here for a job situation, a work opportunity. I don't know. But it's like they knew more than you knew. They knew that this wasn't going to be forever. They knew that they were not going to be a support system forever. They knew that they were going to have to abandon you. I say abandon because realistically, like we can't put all our faith in somebody to fill our own cups. We can't. Even if someone wants to and promises us and really like truly convince us that they want to pour into our cup, and we just receive, right? We can't necessarily, it's not wise to put all our faith in that situation. Like in that situation, it's like it's okay to receive, it's okay to allow people to pour into our cups, but you can't depend on it. You can't rely on it. If they ever choose not to, because they can do that, or like sometimes life happens and they can't do that. It's like you can't be feeling like something was taken from you. You know, it wasn't really yours. You know, like that what you're seeking should be coming from within. And I think that may have been a lesson somewhere in there for you, but what they should have told you up front was exactly what was going on. Be like, we can have all of that beautiful, like, you know, I want this to be forever, or like I want to be here for you, but it's like at the end of the day, I do have this going on, or this is probably what's going to happen, and give people the choice and opportunity of what they want to do. Because if you would have known that, you may not have engaged, and that's why they didn't tell you, because they didn't want you to reject them or disconnect from them, because they wanted to keep you right where you were. And so like withholding information was the best route. They didn't lie, they just didn't tell you everything, right? What else we got? The bringer of light. Become a bringer of light to illuminate your own path and the paths of others. I think they help you see some blind spots in your healing that maybe is a good thing. What I mean by that is like maybe you have attachment issues. Maybe you got so caught up in this person's bullshit because like you wanted to believe it so bad. You wanted to look for that so bad. You needed it, and it's like maybe it's really a reflection of some healing work that we have to do to be cool with ourselves and cool with where we're at and how we deal with rejection and abandonment and attachment and all those things, right? So they did bring a gift, but the gift was a hard lesson. Could be very karmic. We also have the crystal ball. Implications for the future. I know that this person may have future faked you. That's what I'm hearing. Future faked for somebody. But in reality, it's like it helps you lay down the groundwork for a better future for yourself. You know, it's like you know that only you can really and we don't even then we don't have all the control. It's like but you can't put your future in somebody else's hands. You know, you can't project what you really want onto somebody and let them, you know, fall into that with you, into this fantasy, and then when it doesn't happen, end up lost and like, no. You write your future. It's not even written yet. It's not. That's why I don't do like fortune telling readings for real, because I feel like there's so much to that where it's like God gave us all free will, and it's like I can't sit here and tell you if you're gonna get that job that you applied for, or like if your ex is gonna come back, if they're gonna love you this time, or what's gonna happen with it. It's like people ask these like arbitrary questions about like I'm a magic 8-ball or something, and it's like, baby, no one know. Like you're freaking out, you're crashing out because you don't know what's gonna happen, and that's cool. We all do that, but it's like unless like spirit just puts it in a message. And I have predicted things. I predicted pregnancies, when the baby was going to be born. I predicted it was going to be a boy and a Gemini. This is when she just got pregnant. Before she even told me she was pregnant, I told her. And guess what? She ended up having a baby boy, a healthy baby boy. In May, he was a Gemini. And it was one of the most powerful readings, but it's like, I didn't try it. She didn't ask me like, am I going to have a baby? Am I going to have a boy? Like, no, spirit told me that. Like, I'm a channel. I'm not a magic 8-ball. I don't wield this stuff. So it's like, I'm just saying that just so we understand, like, no one knows the future. Like the universe knows more than we know. And we may get glimmers and glimpses of it, but it's because we need to know something or we're supposed to know something. And it may come out of someone else's mouth as a, like I said, a channel, a mouthpiece, but it's like, it's not mine. You know, this isn't my gift. I'm just a vessel for it. So we have the lost city. We all have to go through a period of loneliness in our lives. And in that loneliness, right, is where we find ourselves. And that loneliness is when we find our real truest friend who's been there with us since the day we were born and we forget about all the time. Ourselves. Sound off in the comments. Let me know if this resonated. Put a little purple heart. Book a reading. Send a tip. You know, we need it. We need support. I need support. But spirit keeps telling me to show up, keep showing up, and that's what I'm doing. Even when it's hard, I show up, and hopefully that inspires somebody else to show up for themselves. So remember this: if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye.
Blessings in all we do. That do too. Dap Universal. That do too.
What up, pile number 2? Welcome to your reading. We're looking at what should they have told you, but they didn't. Like in a situation that leaves you kind of without closure, without that missing piece of like what really happened here. It's like I understand what happened. I see what happened. I was there, but it's like just a piece of it that just doesn't all add up. Like it's a nugget of truth, like it almost like an elephant in the room that you still can't really spot, right? So I want to give you some hints to maybe what that is, so you can maybe process that, or maybe have some eureka moments of your own, or like some, you know, just anything that can get you to clarity, truth, and healing, right? So what I want to do is break down the energy of your person and maybe what they were grappling with the one tarot card that we got so far, and the astrological aspect before we get into the Lenormand card, which acts very differently than tarot. It's more intuitive. It's just me stringing together these concepts, very on the nose concepts, and kind of creating a dialogue with it. So we'll get there in a second. I want to focus on the King of Pentacles and and the Sun in conjunct this Neptunian energy. So the King of Pentacles is your person, or the person that we're talking about. So they could be a Taurus, they could be any earth sign really, but primarily Taurus, maybe a Virgo or Capricorn. But there's somebody who they want to come across as someone who have their stuff together. They want to be very almost like the provider, or they want to take responsibility in some kind of way, maybe even commit if this is romantic. They want to be that person, that solid rock, that's who they feel like they are. But what they're grappling with is the Sun is their identity, right? And Neptune represents your connection with, say, your divine purpose, or the divine itself, or spiritual aspects, you know. And if you think about it, the King of Pentacles is a very materialistic king. You know, he's the king of the material, like what you can see, touch, taste, like all the senses, like hear, like the things that we can understand in the 3D, not so much concepts or like philosophies and, you know, belief systems. It's not that. Like, they don't have a good grasp of that. They have a good grasp of their money, their possessions, their stability, their morals, but not so much of things that may be a little bit more nuanced. They struggle with that. And it even comes up in the in conjunction. So the Sun in conjunct Neptune is somebody who they feel like their identity, who they feel like they are, what they identify themselves as, is in direct conflict and tension. Like it's completely disconnected from maybe their spiritual nature, or their spiritual aspirations, or spiritual calling. So this could be a person who made promises to do something more aligned with, say, something that was important to you spiritually. Like it could have been just a commitment. It could have been like, hey, okay, I'm gonna buckle down and do this thing for you. Or it could have been a favor. Or for some reason, I'm even getting like, maybe they asked for help. Maybe they got lost in, like, say, a world of addiction, or a world of, like, say, and when I say addiction, it doesn't have to be like drugs. It can be gambling. It could be food. It could be work. It could be a person. It's like they were struggling with finding balance between who they feel that they know that they are, like this stable, honest person, and something was clouding that. Something was making them not that. So that's why I said it feels like almost like an addiction or something. It could even be like a sex addiction. Who knows? But like, it's like you invested maybe energy into this person, and maybe it's a lesson for you. Like, maybe you can't fix the part. Like even when people ask for help, you can only go so far with them as they'll allow it. You know, people want change all the time, and people want to make their lives better. But how often do you see that happen? It's rare a lot of times to see people actually take action towards making their lives actually tangibly better. You know, it's like, it's something about change that people have a hard time grappling with. It's like, change is one of those things that we just don't do well as people. As a human species, we just don't do well with change. Even the change that we initiate for ourselves, changes that's going to be the best for us, we still resist it. And it's our plan. Think about your New Year's resolution. How many New Year's resolutions, or like or how many times you tried to turn over a new leaf in some area in your life, and you just stumble over and over again, falling right back into the same routines, right? It's human nature. So it's like, it's that, and they felt like they needed help. And I feel like they had you feeling like you put in a lot of effort just to be like cut off, or like just for them to just go back to the same thing, not even want to address the situation, not even like, it's almost like you feel like your time was wasted. Like, why did you waste my time? You said you wanted to do all this stuff for what? I put it in my part. I did more work than you did. And now I feel like all I have is wasted time and hurt feelings. And I still can't fully walk away from the situation, because I feel like it was important. It was important to them, and it was important to you, but somehow they kind of like make it seem like they downplay it. Why is that? Let's look at the Lenormand cards, see what's going on. So these cards are not like tarot. They're basically very on the nose, like symbols that we string together in no particular order or fashion, just to kind of intuitively understand what's going on. So the letter, that's communication. The writer is news or someone coming in, an arrival of something. The clover is luck. Just kind of, I mean, that's pretty spot on. It's luck. It's a blessing. And the masculine energy, that 28, is often a male, like an actual male, like a man, or it can be taking action, taking control, making a move. So with that in mind, what I'm picking up on is, like, I feel like somebody, like when they were down and out, when they were at their lowest, they got some kind of correspondence. They got it could be a text message, a phone call, an email. Someone called them, someone talked to them, someone else kind of came in and with something to make them feel like themselves again. Like, yeah, they wanted to do the hard work when they were down and out, and when they were really, like, didn't have much to show for, like, when they were really feeling like the reality of, like, maybe themselves or their, like, whatever they were going through, their addiction or whatever it was, their troubles. It only took one thing, one small little thing that makes them feel comfortable to say, you know what, fuck that, like, I feel good. You know, it's like, never mind. it's like when you get real close to doing some groundbreaking, profound work and on yourself, and then, like, that ex calls you back, that the one that you was trying to get over and that you were real close to get over, and they call you back and say, you know what, I made a mistake, I was so dumb, I was so stupid, let's try it again. And they just say fuck all that bullshit I was talking about making myself better, and, like, you know, and choosing me, like, I'm choosing them again, you know, and they go right back into the cycle. It's giving that. It's like, but somebody dangled a carrot in front of them. It's like they, like, came in, offered them something, they said, the hell with you. It's like, oh yeah, that was nice and that was cute and everything, thank you so much for all your help, and thank you for being a support system to me, thank you for all that, but, like, and I feel like they were embarrassed to tell you that. They went right back to the thing that they were trying to distance themselves from. You know, it's like, say if it was an addiction, they called and they got some more product. You know, it's like they got an email from the casino telling them, hey, you got a free night at the hotel if you just come on and spend some money. You know, it's like something was a gateway to get them back into that. It's like they now they're hanging right back where they were. And I think it's embarrassing for them, you know, and I think it makes them feel like weaker in a sense. It makes them feel less of this King of Pentacles energy, which is honest and stable. It's that one thing that makes them feel completely out of control, and I think it's bigger than them. And I think they gave into their weaknesses, they gave into their fears, they gave into the thing that harms them in some kind of way. They didn't have the patience, and all it took was a quick reminder of how good it feels, that rush or whatever it is, and they were right back to where they started. And it makes you feel like, what did I do? Like, they were so convincing. They seemed so genuine. They seemed like they wanted to break away from whatever that was, and like they wanted me to help them through it because I can do it. And it's like, it wasn't about you. It's like they wanted something to comfort them because they saw a glimmer of, like, what their life really truly is and what it could be if they keep going in the wrong direction. And you know, it's like, but I think they didn't have access to whatever it was they were crying about. Like, whatever they wanted didn't want them back, or they didn't have access to it. And then all of a sudden, when they get access to it, when that thing comes calling back, it's like they just jump, they push you out the way to get to their toxic shit. So it's like, what can you do with that? It is what it is. What they wish they should have told you was, like, that piece of the puzzle, because they may have left all of that out. They may have just disappeared, or they may have just like told you some excuse that just didn't even make sense. Leaving you like, what the hell? Like, you was, how you go from this to that? You know, like you went right. How does that work? Like, they probably didn't tell you the reason as to what made them jump back into their situation, or jump or take 10 steps back, because they were embarrassed, you know. What do I see? I see black cat. People who are silent may have something brewing inside them that you wouldn't believe. It's maybe a darker secret or a deeper secret than you can even imagine. Something may have a real hold on them. Somebody may have a real hold on him. Almost like, dare I say it, black magic. And when I say that, I don't say that to like really mean that someone's out here like casting curses or something like that. I don't never mean that quite literally, because I doubt that many people actually are experiencing that in their real lives. You know, they may get the offhand, like, you know, root worker or something like that trying to do some shit, but it's like, you protected from all of that. Like, I don't see nobody doing real sacrifices and like, you know, like doing some crazy creepy shit. Not like that. You know, there's the one off. You know, there's that one person out there like, well, I do know somebody who do that. But it's like, more than likely, that's not the case. It's more like saying like their demons are more so metaphorical. Like their curses are curses that they accept and willingly open themselves up to, and they knew what they were doing when they got into it, and they got in too deep. And it's like, it's an underbelly feeling of it. It's like something hidden and dark and something that would shock you maybe. So you really don't know the full spectrum of like where they go. The gift of darkness. It says, there are gifts in the darkness. Discover the treasures within. I think this is the alluring part for them. There is something very comfortable about the taboo, or what you should not be dabbling in, or like the secrets of the darkness. It's intoxicating to them. They could definitely be a Taurus or a Scorpio to have that dynamic, because Scorpio loves to play in the darkness. They're not afraid of it. They welcome it because it's how they learn. But I feel like that's where they're at. They're in the underworld in some kind of way, in some kind of system or some kind of reality where like most people would not choose to be. But maybe they find something about, that's part of their soul's journey, you know, to go so deep in the dark, just so they can bring some very valuable information to those of us who don't want to go that far in the dark. You know, some information to us, you know, to shine a light to that. You know, some people are meant to go deep into the underbelly of the darkness of the underworld, just so that they can bring light to it and show us, the ones who don't have to live those experiences, and help us understand what's really going on. You know, what really happens in the dark. It's very valuable. And also see unknown horizon, hope and possibilities. Don't give up on the fact that they can be better, but you also, that's all you can do is just hope. You know, it's their own choice to make. It's their own life to live. Sound off in the comments. Let me know how this resonated. If this resonated, remember guys, I love you. If you want to book a personal reading to get some personal insights, just click on the link in the description. That's a great way to support me. Because, you know, if y'all don't pay me, I don't get paid. If this reading touched you, send a tip. I thank you, baby. Love you, mean it. And remember guys, if you've got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye.
If you got spirit, spirit got you. Blessings in all we do.
All right, so what up, pile number 3? We're looking at what they should have told you, but they didn't. they probably should have told you this negative truth in this situation, but they did not for whatever reason. Well, fear was the main driver, but we want to go deeper than that. We want to understand the situation a little bit deeper than just saying fear. You know, like, why were they afraid? What was really going on? Because I feel like a lot of times in situations, it can be like the elephant in the room. It's like, we know what happened because we were there, but it's like, why did it end the way that it ended? Or why did things go down the way they went down? It's like, it's a missing piece of the puzzle to make things make sense, because we can all feel when there's like just something just missing out of a story, or just missing out of a person's intentions, right? And it can kind of like sometimes drive us a little crazy, or make the healing process a lot more difficult, because we're stuck on like that annoying missing element to tie it all together. And that's what I'm trying to bring for you here, is at least to help you put the pieces together yourself, or at least give you the, you know, a clue as to maybe what was really going on, or a confirmation or something to make something make sense that you maybe put to rest in the past. So this may be a person that you don't deal with anymore. You could be dealing with this person now, but either way, just put yourself where you fit in, take a deep breath, and we'll see where we go. We're gonna break down the one tarot card we got in this tarot reading so far, like looking at the personality of the person and maybe what they were confronting within themselves, or how they were interacting with themselves in the truth. with the astrological placement. And then we'll get into the Lenormand, and I'll explain that a little later. Okay, so the Page of Cups. So this person was very much, they had good intentions. I don't think this is a bad person. I don't think this is a manipulative person. I think this is a very dreamy, almost soft, awkwardly sweet person. Like it's almost like it's to have a childish, aloof kind of way of being, and it almost it's really almost childish. But they don't have to be young. They could be older than you. They don't have to be necessarily a kid. It's like emotionally, they kind of have this energy of like I don't know why I'm seeing like a kitten. Like they may have a cat, you may have a cat, but I'm seeing like a baby kitten, like just curious and sweet, but also very skittish and a little bit scared, mousy even. It's giving that. Also with the cup that the page is holding. In this context, I'm seeing it as somebody who almost likes to escape from their own issues, or like maybe not pay too close attention to the things that may upset them by focusing on anything else. Like most people will probably be upset or not very interested in a fish in their cup. Like I was drinking out of this, there's a fish in it. Like, but they will hone in on that and make a whole storyline, and like they will go somewhere else with it to avoid taking a hard look at whatever's not pleasant. They like distractions. They like maybe fixing people instead of fixing themselves. They seem to be a helper, a lover, an artist, maybe even a healer, but they don't necessarily do it because they've healed themselves. They do it because they're trying to make up for the fact that they can't heal themselves for whatever reason. And we may get into that. But this Mercury in conjunct Mars energy that's right over their head, that represents Mercury is communication. So the things that they should have said, the speaking, the thoughts, what's going on in their little noggin. And it is basically challenging or creating a lot of tension between Mars, which is action. So basically they had the words, but they just could not speak them. It's like they would maybe practice like a speech or try to say something, and the words just could not come out. They just could not bring themselves to do it because it's like they just could not bring themselves to. It's like whatever they were saying or needed to say felt like it was in direct opposition to what they wanted to be the case or wanted to be the truth, acting on that. But also they also seem like a person who they may say things, they may overpromise, they may have a very idealistic way of wanting to interact with you, or wanting this connection to be, and this doesn't have to be romantic, just even on a friendship level, a spiritual level. They had their desires and their ideas and their plans were like very idealized, but they weren't realistic. They could not put them into action because of whatever was going on that they did not want to focus on in their real life. So like a disconnect between this sweet person, this sweet loving person's words and action. So they came across as probably flaky a lot of times. Like I don't think you're necessarily mad at this person. I don't see this as being a lot of anger with you and this person, but there is another element to this, and we're going to get into the Lenormand card. So Lenormand is a French fortune telling card system. It's very different from tarot, but it still uses like all cartomancy or that kind of divination. It's very much rooted in symbols, but the symbols are very on the nose. Like home is usually like the home card is usually about a home, a house, your family. The dog is someone that's loyal, man's best friend. Normally an actual friend more than a pet, but it could be a dog. But let's kind of play with these ideas. So the situation about the thing that they did not tell you, or they just could not bring to tell you, but they probably should have, was that in their home life, they had an abuser. They had someone abusing them. They had somebody who prevented them from being loyal to you in some kind of way. So if this was romantic, then that means that they had, like, say, a family member, maybe a parent. With the bear card, bear and snake is a narcissistic parent, a narcissistic, say, family member who felt threatened by your presence and did not want you to be around because you influenced them in a positive way. So they had to get you, they did everything they could behind the scenes. You may not have even met this person. You may not have known this person. You may have though, but it's like, you may know exactly what I'm talking about, but they did a lot of dirty work behind the scenes to get this person to withdraw from you, to ruin your day. I think they even, if you know this person, they may have even did things to poke at you in very passive aggressive ways. For some of y'all, this may have been a roommate situation where y'all all live together, and your friend or your person, that Page of Cups, did not tell you what maybe you're walking into. Because I feel like they've known each other. Like, they've known each other. They've been like, this is an abusive relationship. Like, it is toxic. It is codependent. And I feel like they almost tell themselves this story that their person, that manipulative person, their manipulator, their abuser, is not so bad. It's not so bad. It's like, no. They're just grouchy. They're just rough around the edges. They're just, they're just not feeling well, or like they just don't know how to connect with their emotions. And they think they balance them out or something. It's like they tell themselves that story so often that they believe it. And so they may not have even thought to tell you what was going on, or like to say that this is what I'm dealing with, because they've deluded themselves into like believing that this is normal, and it's not normal. And I think you coming into their energy and you kind of seeing what was going on, I think you saw what was going on, and like you speak up and you tell this person, and you point out all the ways that this is not right, and this is really wrong, and this is very harmful to everyone around them, and not just them, but everyone around them. Not like it's harmful. I don't think they were ready to stomach that. I don't think they were ready to really see that. They wanted to be loyal to you, but they had to be loyal to the snake. They felt like they had to pretend like the poison in their life is actually, it's medicine for me. It's what I need to do. It's how I should be. Almost like they're punishing themselves for some reason. And so like with these truths or whatever, I think they were shaken up just enough for this abusive person to kind of come in and play on that and up that and kind of make the situation more uncomfortable for them in ways that you probably don't even realize or know. And at the end of the day, they're going to unfortunately choose the side or keep their loyalty with their abuser, because that's what they know. That's what makes them feel safe. They could have been in a relationship. They could have been married. They could have been, they could have been family members. They could have had a bond that was supposed to be closer or more important than the bond that you had with them. And even if they know in their heart of hearts that that's not correct, or even true, that's what it is, And I think it's really sad because they also didn't want you to see them as weak, and I think you see them as weak. To be honest with you, I think you see them as weak. With this, you see them as weak. I don't think you're very easily intimidated either. By the way, I think you are a truth seeker, and I think you are a truth speaker, and you say these things out loud. And I think it really shakes a person like this Page of Cups up really bad. I think because like I said, they don't necessarily feel like they want to see the truth, because it's like they want to believe that things aren't as bad as they are, and you showed them that they were just with the truth. And I think you felt like you got punished for it. I think you may even lost some things for it. You may have lost the place to live. You may have lost the resource. You may have lost a friend. You may have lost this connection with somebody that you care about because of somebody who just cannot and will not let anybody threaten their control. Right? We have timeline, the interweaving of past, present, and future. So this is very karmic. I think your time together, or like whatever that situation was very much divine intervention or orchestration. Maybe you are, in a sense, like a guide or an angel that was meant to kind of show them in a way, like put a mirror up to them and let them see that whatever their situation is not right. It's not the truth. It's not okay. And instead of meeting you with that truth, they decided to go back into their cup with the fish in it and just kind of like pretend like, nope, 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 you gotta go. They pushed you out because like it disrupted their whole reality and sense of emotional well-being. They could not handle it. It wasn't about you. It wasn't about you. I think they love you, but like it's like they could not. They weren't ready. I see mazes. Find your way through the labyrinth and a new beginning. They could not do this without feeling like they're going to get lost. And that's the point of the labyrinth. You feel like you're lost. It's like they could not imagine a reality where they went honestly down that path of like, yep, this is the truth. I am, like, maybe things are worse than I think they are. Maybe I am being abused. It's like they could not, like, it shattered them. It shattered them. And so you're dealing with someone who was very kind, but maybe they're not very emotionally stable or emotionally mature, or maybe they're just that abused. The frozen land. Even in the coldest places, there are flames of hope. And maybe, just maybe, they haven't hit their rock bottom. And you may think to yourself, like, God, they've been through so much though. Like they've dealt with so much. It's like, what's worse than what they've already been through? You'd be surprised. It may take an act of God himself to really get this person to see that they can't keep going on the way they're going on. And I don't think it had anything to do with you. I think you're an angel sent to kind of like help them in that situation. If this resonates with you, I'm low key telling my own story because I like these cards are really hitting me. Like I can't believe they even came out the way they did, and it's so clear to me. And now I really feel a sense of peace about some personal things I was going through with my living situation and a friend who I saw was being abused by their spouse, and I didn't know when I came. That like she was gonna help me, be a support system for me, and that couldn't happen because, well, she needed saving her damn self. So. Sound off in the comments. Let me know how this resonated. If this resonated, remember, guys, I love y'all. And yeah, if you want a personal reading, I got you. Click the link in the description. And remember, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye.